Map 2, Flipside didn't really fit the bill on Cobble, so they'll try out their map choice. It's Mirage.
Yeah, and they really need to show up here. It's going to be an easy 3-0 otherwise, because Overpass, yeah, that's going to be all Fnatic.
Well, we would think. I mean, based on what we saw last night from Flipside and the fact that it's not normally a map they enjoy playing, I would say I agree with you 100% on that one. So we'll see what happens. I've seen stranger things and stranger upsets, as we may have called last night, all the way through, in fact, because we expected, I think everyone expected Navi to take that VP the night before. Flipside's been having a...
They've been an upset machine so far.
I mean, the honeymoon's got to end at some point, though.
Yeah,
back to daily life, and maybe it's the shot of reality from Fnatic that's going to be the one that does it. But again, 1-0 already for Fnatic in quite convincing fashion on Cobblestone. Mirage, it's a map that typically is one of, if not Fnatic's best, but in recent history they have been struggling.
They have, yeah.
And I even before the op buff, but I think the op buff in general is going to affect the way JW likes to slide his window peak.
Yeah, and this map right here is the one where Flipside really need to show up and dictate the match, because otherwise it's not going to be a long night for them. That's for sure. I think it's going to be all up to... Well, we've been calling Simple out here tonight because he's been a monster all week long, and tonight nowhere to be seen. So he needs to be dictating that short B once again and taking a lot of the control from the terrorists, especially on Flipside CT. He needs to play good aggressive short B again, and on their T side they need to have those mid takes under control. The
other big thing is that last night, even though Simple had the dominating night, it was the T side of Mirage that was his most challenging.
Yeah,
him and World Edit went down very early and in multiple rounds without getting kills, and that really haunted them.
Yeah, their CT side was actually excellent on Mirage, and it was T side that was struggling for them. And
it was 14-2 at one point.
Yeah, so a lot of trouble there, and this man right here is going to be one to watch for Fnatic, definitely, in the way he plays there in window. How does the update that we just had, is that going to be affecting his play in window?
The other thing too is that a lot of teams are running that mid smoke a lot more regularly. It used to be left open and try and take the fight. Smoking JW off is so important. We saw against Nip, there was one round they missed the smoke. He picked up a 3K instantly because of it. So they'll be looking to smoke him off. He likes to drop immediately after, cover off underpass, and then shuffle back toward connector, allowing Crims to rotate to A while he does so. And it gives them a good dynamic mid-presence. We'll see if that still works out in his favor and if he wants to get that aggressive with the new movement speeds. But it's World Edit. Yes, we called on Simple. Simple has to arrive, but it's World Edit that's also going to be the one that takes on JW and opens up mid for them, because Simple likes to go to the underpass and get up close. He often doesn't take that early pick, but he needs the space created by World Edit. And often what happened last night was World Edit went down early, Simple came up from underpass, and there was no one to cover him off, and he had 3 angles that were watching him. So he couldn't go anywhere without World Edit either staying alive or getting that shot, and that's why he's the one to watch right now on their T side.
I think the positive thing for both teams here is the fact that they have 2 capable AWP players in all of Meister and JW for Fnatic, and World Edit and Simple for Flipside. So you can change between maps and sides on who's going to play the AWP depending on their personal preference, and it seems like World Edit is the guy to be using that AWP on Mirage a lot more than Simple, actually. So, and we've seen Simple more on the rifle anyway. He's such a good player with the rifle as well, so I think it's actually a very smart move from them to have him play a lot of the rifle role, because he can make a lot of impact with that with those rifle weapons.
That's right. He is typically their secondary opper, but if he keeps playing the way he is with the rifle, maybe Markolov will get his chance to get back into it, because, of course,
who knows?
Days gone by, that was his spot. Not so much anymore. But knife round is going to start. We'll see who starts which side, and Mirage, perhaps not as important.
Well, judging from previous results, I think both teams are probably going to be happier if there's RCT. But yeah, at the same time, they might have come up with solutions to correct their insufficient plays on their T side, so who knows. But I think initially, when you think about it, probably CT is the preferred side here for both teams.
So already first blood goes out. That's Blade to get it. Bondic's going to go back into Pronax, and now it's already up 2 for Flipside. That's better than they did in the first knife round in the first map on Cobblestone, but Crims brings it back, and now it's Fnatic only down by 1. And look at the run. They're on the chase. They're going to run away and try and get inside these choke points. Turn it back around, and JW is the fastest I've ever seen you move. He's on the move, and in fact gets past. So still not fast enough to allow Olaf Meister to stay behind. World Edit catches him off as a result, and now they try and swarm him behind, but Markelov turns back, and that's Crim's down, and he's already making a butchery of the butcher shop as it's all left to Mr. Olaf Meister. 100% health, tries to get up on top of this window, and he's just going on a marathon. He just wants to show why those long legs are so damn sexy in a position like this, but back into the choke point, turns it back around. They're going to try and get behind him, and he's just going to keep going back through the vents. If he catches one through vents, that's a good advantage because they've got to go slowly, and in fact, they aren't going to do it. If time expires, which it won't, there's 58 minutes, and I can't talk like this forever, but if there's 58 minutes to go by and he's the only one left, he actually is the one on the disadvantage, but they catch him out by getting one on the corner. He turns back around, does get World Edit, but Markelov gets him back, and that means we are going to get Flipside tactics starting out on the side they want, and it likely will be the counter-terrorists.
And they're going to be really satisfied with that fact, considering their performance from last night against Na'Vi was just superior on their CT, and the ball is on Fnatic's court here to show us that they got their TE plays going. Because we know Flipside is very good on their CT, and definitely especially their mid play, the aggression they show and the way they utilize that has been a poison for every team so far on Mirage that we've seen.
Well, I need to catch my breath for a moment, but we'll see how this starts off. So this gives them a chance if they can get some early momentum rolling. Yeah. Of course, they did, in fact, lose the pistol when they started out on Cobblestone, but picked up the ensuing gun round, or pardon me, the eco round, which got them back into this to get them that 3 rounds they did get. Unfortunately, that was about all they got on their T side. Hopefully they can start better this time.
It feels like I'm not even sure if there's any eco rounds in this game anymore. It seems like it's going to be either a full force buy or it's going to be a half force buy. Nowadays in CSGO.
So Olaf Meister wants to warm up on the op. He wants to check these angles and get used to that speed movement. Doesn't matter if he hits shots like that all night, but well, that one too. How pretty was that? Even though this is pre-game, just a no scope on the quick peek. But we will get started, and we will get map number 2 underway. I was about to say round number 2, but map number 2, and Flipside need to tie this up now.
They really need that strong start here, and pistol round would be the perfect way to do it, obviously. Picking that up. But it's up to Fnatic, really, to show us what they got going on here on T side.
So underway we go. Smoke will come out. Even though it's pistol round, they want to get that off, make sure World Edit has no vision. Blade's also going to be inside connector, but watch out because Olaf Meister's coming up close and in a hurry from the underpass. He wants to take this fight to Blade, and with World Edit already caught off, in fact, he has to run and hide because that opens up connector. Now they've got a chance to push into A, but the bomb's still down back toward Horseshoe. Yeah. Markelov wants to get aggressive on Catwalk. He has to hit the shot on JW. He's got to get out around these boxes, and he's walking it. He may get in behind him. He does. Doesn't hit the shot, though. JW turns it back, and Markelov, that's a very unfortunate shot to miss because now Fnatic are up by 2, and Blade's on 4 HP. They've got full control of anything they want to do. Blade and Simple are both over on B. JW's still waiting in ladder, but does he catch Simple? Does Simple check it? He does. He's down below. Simple looked upward. Still gets the shot. Headshot to JW. That brings us back 1 closer. And with Blade still on the backside of the site, if he can at least hit 1 before he goes down, with Bondic bringing it back closer, that could turn the whole round. And in fact, they are going to go back to connector. Crims wants to be there. Bondic only one directly on the A site. Simple rotating over just now. And it's up to Bondic to do more than he already has. He's going to put that smoke out, trying to lay them a little further, but they won't be scared. They know there's no flashes to complement it, but Blade's found Pronax, that 5 HP. He's done his job. That's your 1. Now the other 2 have to step up. Bondic's already countered out, and as is Simple, so 4 HP going to have to do it all, and he's caught through the smoke. Flusha gets him, and Fnatic start things off just like they did last time.
Yeah, the early pick from JW really dictated the play a lot there. That cost a lot of rotation for the CT, and Fnatic's early idea was to go B actually, but then with the kills happening, they decided to go through underpass and through connector, and Bondic wasn't able to capitalize on his position. And he was the key player there for the CT. Had he been able to take 1 or maybe 2, would have been a totally different round. And Fnatic here is the one to have the chance to dictate the plays, but Flipside force buying right away.
JW already finding him. That's a pretty impressive kill. Starting things off with the AK. And in fact, there's a little bit more of a range that you have to take into consideration. So the AKs come out. This time it's not going to just be those SMGs, but look at the pistols up close. JW drops Pronax as well, and Olaf's going to come back over top. Now it's the MP7 to come into effect, and it's Bondic to drop down. Simple's going to come over, try and support World Edit. Player directly in front of him in the form of Flusha, and he's down. That gives the AK back, and much like our first game, we are looking at a potential eco round win already for Flipside, and Simple's back. Simple's on form, and there's 3 for him. Great round, and the last, that second one deep in the sight was a one-tap, so good to see his accuracy on. Now we might have a game.
Yeah, that crossfire on A early on, that really slowed down Fnatic's attack, was the key factor for Flipside to have a chance on that round, and they ran with it. Flipside with the second time they managed to take that second round of a half and a forced buy, and now they got the chance here to dictate the plays again. Seems like Fnatic is gonna try and go on a buy of their own, which is pistols, armors, and a couple of smokes to work with.
So Flusha wants to take the peek aggressively with that P250. World Edit does fall back off the window. He won't get the line of sight immediately, but Simple's already pushing up on Catwalk to set up this crossfire mid. So he'll have the off angle from Cat. Blade can come out once they make the call that they're there, and they can have a 3-way setup. And damage done. Flusha's on 4.
Yeah, again, we see Simple here. Very aggressive play. Takes a lot of control. Just wants to know, wants to have the knowledge of what's going on in the middle. Right now, he knows that there's nothing going on in the middle, actually. And that's going to give his teammates a lot of information on possibilities of what is going to happen next.
And they actually fell back off of mid. It looked like they were going to rotate it onto A, but the counter smokes came out immediately, and that's told Pronax to call them back, call the troops off, and head over to B. Markelov's the one that's waiting inside the site, and again, it's Simple that's going to get challenged on Catwalk. First shot does go his way. In fact, it's Blade that gets Crims in the end from the opposing side. So they both do damage, but Fnatic's found 2. It's going to be JW with the first, Olaf with another, and Flusha spams away deep in the site. So they've got to come back in and get this retake. Bomb does go down. That's important for Fnatic. That's a bit of a win, and with Olaf picking up this M4, they've got a chance to hold off from that first rotator, and World Edit at least finds JW. That brings it back. But time's still ticking. Blade finds more. That's Flusha to go down, but Olaf's going to still be alive with this M4 and make it 2 for him. He switches over. It's Tech 9, and they're going to do it. Fnatic counter it back, so back-to-back ecos. And Fnatic cancel out any momentum that Flipside thought they may have had.
Yeah, almost. Flipside managed to take that round back in a situation that looked very dire. But a crucial situation was Simple and short, got the first pick, and then went on full YOLO mode, pushed into that small room next to window where Alphameister was, and with a pistol in hand as well. Did not manage to get the kill on Alphameister, and Alphameister actually managed 2 more kills later in that round, so I think that decision from Simple really costly at this point. Should have played it safer.
So Crims will hold the off angle. Blade this time is the one with the pistol because, as we said, back-to-back ecos or forces, if you will, with those Tech 9s, and Olaf's going to catch off Simple already. Pronax does find Blade. That brings it back to 2 for Fnatic now. And with World Edit on 4 HP, he's got to fall outside this connector, so Fnatic's already got full control, and JW's down inside B. Looking back toward Catwalk, that's where Markelov is. He's already spotted him, can't hit the shots though. Does try desperately. So Crims and Olaf in mid. In fact, Markelov catching off Olaf Meister. That means Crims has to respond to Bondic. JW does get Markelov from behind. He drops out of the B apartments that time, and he'll just go direct for the kill. So it's all on World Edit with 4 HP, and Fnatic look to bring this up to 3.
Yeah, and Flipside's money situation not very fortunate at this point. Whipping it up is not going to be an option. They're not going to be working with either a good rifle or a ton of money. World Edit actually opts to go on an AUG. We don't see a lot of AUG. Let's see how he utilizes it.
Well, that's the big thing. It's an unorthodox gun, that's for sure. You almost have to question. It is sitting right in between 4 and 3 if it was potentially a misbuy. Or 5 and 3, excuse me. As the smokes will rain over, that'll drop inside A, but they're going to put 1 countered out. Great camera angle to show exactly how the setup will be. There's your flash to come in as well, and JW utilizes it. He comes out of the palace perfectly timed because they try to dodge it, and he gets 2. Blade gets the second of which to drop, and World Edit does respond. The AUG actually gets the headshot, but JW finds him as well. It's a hat trick for him. Excellent entry, and Simple's held out. Flashbang actually hits him direct, and I think both of them did because he's down to 91. So he spams through, tries to catch your bomb planter. Doesn't work out so far for him. So Flusha gets into the corner behind Firebox, and they've got post-plant positioning set up. But Markelov, coming in from CT, does his job, picks off 1, and now it's up to Simple up close. Can't do it. Crims is going to get him, and Fnatic's got 4 already on the T side.
Yeah, straight up play from Fnatic, having 3 guys coming out of Palace, coming out with a pop flash, and they got the trade kill on Blade on top of balcony. that really opened up the side, and then World Edit going down on the benches too. Just a coordinated nice attack from Fnatic and nice trade kills going in their favor, and they've really taken it to Flipside so far. I mean, Flipside, their CT side was very, very good last night, but so far Fnatic has been tearing it apart.
That's the big thing, is that Fnatic has looked unstoppable. Flipside, they've come close in so many rounds early on, especially on Cobble. It looked like they might find something, but they were all countered out. Fnatic held strong, and that's the big thing. That's what the trend has been all night. Right now, it's even more than that. They've been dominating these last few rounds, and World Edit smoked off in window, already back to the P250. Crimson, Olafmeister, each side of middle, going to hold on to that. They won't let him peek out at any cost, as Pronax does try and come up close from the underpass. JW, meanwhile, has taken a good amount of damage from Simple over toward the B apartments, but he waits it, plays the waiting game to perfection, and Simple goes down.
It could be one of those cases where, now that Fnatic knows what the stakes are, they find that the magical few percent that they need, and they're just playing that much sharper, and they're seizing the opportunity, so to speak.
So Markelov gets one, at least the way of Flipside, but that's all they've found, because right now it's just standard formation. Crim's the only one without a kill, and Bondic's left for him to find. We'll see if everyone on the team can get one. It's Flusha that's actually the one up close, and he's going to get the shot. AK makes no mistake, and we're on to 5.
Yep. Flipside really struggling here. They need to step it up here. They definitely need the rest of this. They need to win out 9 here to make it a 10-5 to have a fighting chance, because I mean, they have a lot of good T strats, but at the same time Fnatic's CT side is very, very good. But also a good fact to know is that Fnatic has been struggling on that CT side lately. So you never know here what's going to happen, but so far Fnatic definitely the favorite side.
Definitely leading the way, that's for sure, as Blade right now is inside the site. We've seen him play this position quite often, directly in front of the first boxes and then in the open.
More of a slower round here from Fnatic this time. No straight up attack. They're just waiting to take control of middle and then make their play afterwards. And they really respect that early aggression that they know Flipside likes to play with. And this time, though, it's nowhere near to be seen.
And that's a big shot from World Edit. Smoked off window, changes the pace, goes toward connector, catches out Pronax lurking. Yep. Simple wasn't aggressive to support it on Catwalk, though, so Crimson Olaf have gotten deep inside mid this time. And Simple's going to fall back. He's actually in B, so World Edit needs to hit this shot on Crims as well, and he scoped past him. Or is he? He jumps, he spots him, and Crims goes down. It looked like he was going to walk up to his right side, and instead World Edit, with a little bit of luck, finds his second. And Fnatic this time are on the back foot. Olaf changes that, catches World Edit falling on top of jungle stairs, and that means that Markelov has one less to worry about coming in his direction. The bomb is still over there, and it is still JW and B apartments, but Flusha and Olaf have to claw back now. They try to come in. Blade catches Flusha, already down to low HP, and he'll finish the job. Flusha goes out. JW trying to get to A as fast as possible because Olaf is still inside the connector, but Blade's waiting. And JW's yet to get himself in position, and there's only 6 seconds. They can't do it. It's over. They're going to hold on to these guns. And in fact, Simple's already spotted where Olaf was waiting. If he wanted to, he could have actually waited for time to expire and done more damage to the economy for Olaf right there, but instead just goes for the secured kill, and they get their second.
Yeah, didn't want to take the risk at that point. I believe it was probably the case. But yeah, another showcase of when Flipside's opponent play more of a standard middle push type of a play that seems to fit Flipside's defense very well. So probably Fnatic's best bet at this point is to do a lot of simple pushes to one of the bomb sites. Seems to be a bit of a kryptonite for how Flipside likes to play this CT Mirage.
Olafmeister opens it up. It's World Edit to go down, so double op setup already coming in because normally it's JW. This time it's Olaf, and that means Fnatic has the man advantage. Blade again, slightly passive-aggressive on A. He'll fall back now as Bondic's already up underneath the shadow. Oh, makes some noise. So he falls back down. I'm not sure if that was originally intended to be a fake or not, but he'll use it as one. As JW is still looking for the shot toward Markelov. Simple stuck inside the window room. Smoke out on him. Needs to be so careful because Crims and Olaf, in fact, Olaf's above him. Olaf's in the ladder room directly above him, and Crims is down below.
Now we have Bondic here on a flank through A slope, and He may even catch JW off guard here from behind. He does.
Flush it, rather. But
Oh, Flush it, yeah.
No difference. Still gets the kill. Point stands, and now they've got one up again. Or, sorry, bring it back to 4-on-4 because I forgot World Edit went down so early, and it's Olaf to catch Blade this time. So double kill from him this round, and Markelov's forced off the van. They've got an entry if they want. Simple's going to walk out through the smoke. Does catch off Olaf, so it's predictable. They're going to have to come through this choke point on the B apartments. But what does Markelov have for nades? Nothing. There's nothing to slow them down at all. And with JW catching Simple, Cat now opens back up and they can swarm the site. Markelov is doing a job to try and take down Crims. Does so successfully, but JW finds him in response immediately with the op. Bondic, though, down to 1-on-1, finding the kills he needs. And Pronax is lower. He's on 20 HP, but they're playing Ring Around the Rosie. Bondic can't find him. And he hasn't found him. Pronax gets beside him, and he gets the angle because Bondic doesn't check it. And that means the Fnatic get away with more. They're up to 6, and it's only 2 for Flipside.
The timing there was just horrendous from Bondic's point of view, but lucky for Pronax. Nice clutch for him. Everything just seems to go Fnatic's way so far. They got the first pick on the round, even though I said they should probably play for the straight-up plays to one of the sides. Now they made it work. They got the first pick. I believe it was on World Edit, and yeah, at that point when you're 5-on-4 on T side, you're always going to be able to be the one that dictates the play and cause the rotation, and they just took the advantage there. Good trade kills in their favor. That's going to force the flip side on a safe round here. 2-6 scoreline. Fnatic so far cruising towards a win here on Mirage.
Back to pistols again for Flipside because their win meant the money bonus, which wasn't in full effect, but up to 4 rounds, got cut. And then the loss puts them right back to nothing. So Fnatic's winning the important rounds, the rounds that keep them in this and get more against Flipside, but World Edit gets aggressive. Does catch Olaf Meister that time. And they'll pour into A. They just want to go. Flush is already going to find Bondic coming out from Palace. Blade smoked off. He does spam through, and he's actually got the angle perfect. In fact, a little bit too perfect as he gets Flusha completely blinded out by that smoke. Pronax goes back into him, though, so it's traded out, and that means we're still into 3-on-3. Bomb gets planted, and there's no way back in just yet for Flipside. Simple has picked up this AK. Does he want to give it up? He does, in fact, regardless whether or not he was going in or just looking for the last shot on the way out. JW counters him off, and he's going to get more. It's on World Edit. And Pronax takes down Markelov. So Fnatic get the round. Anti-Eco successful. Lost 2 in the process, but not a big deal. They've got enough money right now.
Yep. Not the whole bunch of it, but still enough to make a buy here. And they really do have to because they're only at 2 rounds as we go into the 10th round. And their problem right now is that their inability to string together these rounds. That's going to be not only a problem when it comes to the round count, but also with their money. That's going to keep them having to play with not the sufficient equipment that they would need.
And watch out in middle because Blade gets caught. Does pick up the double. Nice play by him, but immediately Crims comes out behind him from the underpass and counters him off. And now Flush has got Bondic, so Markelov all that's left. 1 to go his way, but that's it. He won't get any more. And it was a decent effort. Blade, excellent shots toward that mid, but Fnatic counter him out, and they haven't found any cancellation for this mid presence from Fnatic early on.
Yeah. Yesterday they were very good at that middle push and all the aggression in the middle, but this time around Fnatic just countering it perfectly, and maybe it's just a matter of Fnatic being on point here today individually. All of Meister getting 2 big kills there in that middle battle, and yeah, Fnatic really having this at this point.
First shot goes the way of Crims again. He just marches down middle. Again, they couldn't play the range game because there's still nothing to work with. They're still eating rice for dinner. So Crims just walks forward and World Edit gets caught. Bondic will go to sandwich. Blade will rotate around. They're going to stack it over toward B this time. And that may not be the right call because right now they're just stuck up in mid and Bomb's still down toward the horseshoe. Flusha will head back and grab that, and they've got options. They can go wherever they want. Smoked off on the top connector. Bondic blinded as well, but they won't peek him out. Markelov does catch JW. That'll change things. Now does Fnatic head towards A, and the Simple seems to think they will. That seems to think it's going to change the round, so he'll rotate back over. Olaf's already up toward the ladder and inside the window room. In fact, fires through the backside of the vent. Does a little bit of damage to Blade, but I'm not sure he's going to be ready for Simple to be there as well. Doesn't matter. Smokes it. There will be no vision. And it's all going to be to Markelov because they did stay inside the apartments. Pronax catches Bondic on A. That closes things back up, and now they'll rotate all the way in. Markelov does do one with that AK's picked up. That's Crims to go down, but he's still getting pushed, and Flusha finds him. It's actually Olaf with the kill. Flusha with the opening damage, and he'll do more with the Tech 9 onto Simple that time. Headshot goes down, and it's all left to Blade, and Fnatic up to 9.
Yep, that spells a lot of trouble for Flipside. Bit of a damage control situation at this point. They definitely need to win this out here. There is no other way. Otherwise, it's going to be clean and easy for Fnatic here. On Mirage, something we expected to be a map where Flipside may as well have a chance to take this to 1-1 because Overpass is waiting next, and the odds are definitely not on Flipside's favor on that map.
Simple this time, though. We'll get things started a little bit quicker, and Fnatic's a man down early. This gives Flipside more of a chance, and they're not going to go for window because it hasn't worked. It's been smoked off, so they'll go for this boost. They're going to put World Edit on top of the bricks on the catwalk and put Blade back in the sight, but Markelov's already caught. It's Pronax with the shot, and Blade can only get one, so B's open yet again. Bomb's still down inside B apartments. If they shut down JW, it's a long way for Crims to go. They can't get this plant based on this entry. They need to cancel out JW right now, and Bondic's coming over to join in the raiding party in doing so. Smoke on the window at Checkers. That means Simple can't get the shot. JW lurks past.
Yeah, and Olof's position right now is going to be key.
And that means Crims is going to join him, so they actually want mid, but look at World Edit. He's above. First shot successful. Crims has no idea he's there, so he gets more of this boost, paying huge dividends right now as World Edit picks up a double, and changing up the tactics seem to work. JW stuck inside B, no bomb to be found, and he is in the corner. And Simple still not finding the angle, doesn't want to take the fight, but they'll just hold it off. There's no reason to go aggressive. They're going to go all the way passive. They don't want to give this up. They need the third round. They want it desperately. And there it is. JW lurks out one step too far, and World Edit gets another. That's a hat trick for him, and this boost was brilliant.
Yeah, nice confidence play from Fnatic there too. JW and Pronax going through a smoke there in B apps. Got the right trade kills, but the inability of using that advantage with World Edit getting those two crucial kills on Olofmeister and Crims sealed the deal in Flipside's favor, and there we go. They have two AWPs now. Flipside does.
JW, Crims, underpass. Simple, Bondic directly above on Catwalk. Simple inside the ladder room this time.
JW boosted up in window already. He's on a monster flank here.
And he's through.
Yep.
Direct call, Crims puts him up. The smokes counter him out. Blade doesn't have any idea he's there, so it's a shot from behind, and JW gets the opening. It's going to have to be Bondic and Simple to come up huge, and what does Simple do? He's got the op, he's in the ladder. He wants to go back, but JW's already pushed forward on jungle, and Flusha wants it. He won't get past. World Edit catches him. So again, they change up in the positioning, and it's paying off already, but it's still only a 4-on-4, and that means the defense are split so thin because Simple and Bondic haven't left from Catwalk yet. A is still completely open, and JW is going to make that call. In they come with the bomb, and with Crims catching out on Bondic backside of B, it means the rotators are limited. Yeah, it's two ops and an M4 to go for this retake, and they aren't moving yet.
Yeah. It's going to be a very, very rough free take if they actually do go for it. And I think with this situation being what it is, they really need to as well. They have to try.
And Pronax to hold off Vent. It's so hard for Markelov to get through that with the slow movement speed. Luckily, they keep it an even situation by catching JW just before that. But Simple needs to lurk in a much quicker fashion. Pronax does go, in fact, through the vents himself. He'll get in behind, and he's already caught by Olofmeister in World Edit, so it's left to Simple, and with low HP, he's going to run away. He wants this op to hold on to, so Fnatic hit double digits, and Simple goes for another peek. He's got to be careful because they're already on top of him, and he'll go down just a Glock to take him out. So they won't even keep the big green, and that means it's going to go Fnatic firmly now.
Yeah, and another save. Looking at how the rounds have gone, you can tell Flipside has won 3 rounds, and they've all been separated from each other. They have not been able to string any rounds together, and as you can tell from the economy Flipside has, it's not good. And yeah, just a nice boost from Fnatic there. JW got up to the window very early in that round, and Flipside had no clue whatsoever, and he just got that first kill clean and easy, and that pretty much sealed the deal on A side and sealed that round as well.
So pistols come back out, and Markelov again has been doing a good amount of damage with them on these ecos, but it's JW to drop. They've already lost one themselves, and that's World Edit. Bondic's going to eat that nade, bounced off, so they'll check off Shadow. They already anticipate that he's there, and good dink back to Pronax, but nice shot onto Blade, and in fact, there it is. Flusha quickly counters off on Bondic, and it's down to just Simple and Markelov. And again, through the vents, so easy to pick for Pronax. Fnatic looking to get one more here. Simple is waiting inside the site, and that's where he'll find himself the fault.
Yeah, so far Fnatic has just been many levels better as a team, and Flipside has not found an answer.
That's the big thing. They haven't found an answer again. Last night it was their CT side that got them that huge, huge start against Na'Vi, in fact, 13-2 at the halftime, won the next pistol, but then it got awkward. Usually it's not that way for them on T, so we'll see if that carries them back into it, but Olaf's already going to catch off Bondic.
Yep.
And it's JW that drops, so now Flipside claw back. Blade gets one, World Edit with another, and in fact two as he catches out Pronax up and toward the connector. So backside of Catwalk, this time with the rifle, and he makes it work. Second double kill from that position for him, and it's all left to Flusha and Olaf Meister to try and make this work, and they're heading back toward B. World Edit's the only one there. Markelov has to fall off this, and they need to guess correctly on which site they want to stack, because with World Edit on low HP, if Markelov's not close enough by, that means they've got to go for a retake, and the retakes have not been successful against Fnatic so far. And that's exactly the situation. Flash goes out, World Edit completely blind, bomb's going to go down, and they'll hold off as long as they can, as Blade's still deep inside A. He needs to hurry up.
Yep, they're far away.
And Markelov's not going to wait for him. He's going to man up and try and take it, so now it's down to one man left. If he gets the kill, that pays off, but overall, it's a suicide, and it's a tough ask of Blade right now to take this in a 1-on-2 against two full HP Fnatic players. He'll try nonetheless. He's going to come in through the window, and with Flush on the backside of the van, he's going to be in a great position to spot that out. He gets to the backside of jail. Olaf's well and truly out toward mid right now on Catwalk. But it's not going to matter. Flush has got the angle, or does he? Blade spots him up, and he can't hit the first shot back the other way. The unsuccessful, and Blade, a huge shot over the top. So somehow he pulls this off, but yet no kit, no time. Bomb's going to explode, and that means Fnatic get it nonetheless, and it's going to be 12-3 at halftime. T-side for the Swedes.
That was all Fnatic. It was so one-sided. Wow. Just a great showing for Fnatic, to be honest with you. Flipside was nowhere to be seen, and not sure right now. I mean, Fnatic has been struggling lately with their online play, but I think, like I mentioned before, it could be one of those cases where now that the stakes are so high, they know exactly what this win would mean. So they get to the tournament itself, they just find that focus, like that extra 5%, and they're just demolishing Flipside so far.
Yeah, there's definitely been no flaws tonight for them. Not those little mistakes or hiccups we see in their online plays, no misbuys. They've just been dominating it, and it's been individual skill outweighing Flipside massively. And there's been no ecos that they really have to worry about in terms of misbuying. They've just been taking control early on. We'll see if they do the same thing here on this pistol and wrap up map 2 as quick as they did on map 1.
Very possible, too.
Bomb drop down inside the B apartments for Blade. He throws out the decoy, and he'll try and come back into Pronax as well, just doing as much damage as Simple is inside that ladder room. Wants to get into window. Crims has already fallen to the backside of the vent, so we won't get the information right away.
Yep. Similar plays from both pistols, actually, on the T side, but key difference here is Fnatic is not giving any entries.
So Blade wants to work up. Markelov's inside connector already. There's no one directly inside the A site right now on Fnatic's position. It's Crims and Olaf on the backside toward that CT spawn. Smoke does go out to delay, and that'll allow Blade to plant inside of it, but he goes a little bit too far, and in fact takes a heck of a lot of damage, and then he takes him down. Misplay from Blade, and they get caught out for it. Now Markelov recovers the bomb. He'll go ahead and be the one to put it in place, but Olaf's going to try and push onto him as well, and he has to slow it up just a bit. Gets that shot on Simple, but the bomb's still not down. They've delayed them long enough, and Blade, with that misplay, means that it gets dropped, and Fnatic has full control. They've only lost one, and that's JW, who just goes down now, so Olaf will turn back, and World Edit gets dropped, and it's a sloppy take of the site from Flipside. It looked like it could have had potential, but unfortunately it goes away.
It had a lot of potential. Even they didn't get any picks in the early round. They had a good plan on ahead going towards A site. Those two guys, I think Olaf and Crims in CT spawn, those nades made a lot of damage, and Blade was out of the picture, dropping down the bomb, and that pretty much destroyed the round for Flipside. And they're under tremendous pressure at this point. They've gone for the force buy, a full YOLO A rush.
Full YOLO A indeed. Olaf does get the nade kill on Simple, but he found one just before that. Bondic's also got his own. JW does get Markelov, but Bondic's still alive and still well inside this site, so the bomb will go down on the back of Blade's plant, and they've smoked him off. There's a slight gap, but they've smoked him off. That's crucial. And Pronax is the only one inside that gap, and with the MP7 at that range, it would take half the magazine just to get the kill, and he does get Blade no less. It's a little bit closer for him on Sandwich. JW over the top looking for the shot, and they'll spam away. Flusha has enough bullet penetration inside that from Oss, inside the rifle, to at least get him through the box. But look at World Edit. He pulls this right back, and he's going to have to be magical against Flusha as well. Not going to do it, but does he have a kid? He picks one up late. He's got time. Okay,
yeah,
he's got lots of time. I thought that was beeping a little bit faster, but
Dude,
no less, he gets the defuse.
He could have lunch at this point and still have to get that time to defuse.
So much like we saw in the first half, it's another eco to answer directly back.
Yeah, I mean, Flipside got the second round in the first half. Didn't really do much for them.
No way this time.
Total was 3, so I don't think
it was a good eco, no less. That bomb did go down, but it goes the way of Fnatic. They hold this time. So that's going to give them rifles to come right back out, and they upgrade as well.
They do. They really have no other choice either. I think they're pretty frustrated at this point. They've just been destroyed so far. So doesn't seem like they had any other choice.
So Simple will wait inside Palace, and they've gone for these rifles on that bomb plant and the number of frags that went their way. But they're quite naked in doing so. Simple with the AK, not the Galil, means he's got no armor, and Blade might have had some, but it doesn't matter when the headshots come out from JW. He'll find Markelov as well. And Flusha gets aggressive in middle. It's World Edit there. And now Bondic has to use this Tech 9 to full effect. Tech 9, Rec 9, and he has to Rec 5. Look at the HP, though, for Fnatic as Olaf does catch out Simple. Bondic drops. They're quite low, but they're all alive, and they're on match point already.
Yeah, I think the only approach they could have had at that point that had a viable chance of winning a round would have been a straight-up play to one of the sides, probably an A push with smokes that they had and they could have utilized. But instead, they went on through middle and the inner pass, and they were thrown down like flies. Had no choice. Had no opportunities there whatsoever. And Fnatic, 15-3, poised to take this map number 2.
Simple gets smoked out on A ramp. He's gone for his Deagle, as has World Edit and Bondic. Let's see if we get something pretty, because so far it's been nothing but a slaughter from Fnatic.
Certainly has.
And Blade's going to rotate it back through the T-spawn. Simple's waiting on the opposing side. Markelov opens it up. That's JW down as the Tech 9 does get the opening frag, and Markelov goes down to 9 HP in doing so, but it doesn't matter. Man advantage goes their way. And in fact, it's going to be 2. Bondic gets 1. There's your Deagle. It's not the one Deagle, but it's still the kill. Crims drops, and it's all left to the 3 players on Fnatic to hold off against these pistols. Smokes go out. Flusha doesn't care. He's going to go over top of it. Uses the flash. Does spot one at Palace, but can't land the shot. That is Bondic, and he's extremely low. He's on 5 HP, even lower than Markelov, in fact. Flusha wants to use these smokes to conceal himself inside the site. Does take World Edit, and watch out, Olaf Meister's coming in from behind. Huge flank, and they aren't even ready for it. He'll use Trigger Discipline. There's your first easy shot on Markelov. Simple to drop as well. Bomb does get planted, but it's looking good for Fnatic. It's a 2-on-2 and a huge HP advantage. Bomb's planted middle of the site. Bondic doesn't have a massive advantage on the peak, and Blade's way back toward jungle. Pronax tries to bait them out. He holds for the fake, and Pronax... Olaf will come back around. It's Blade to drop it. He's going to get both. Bondic's there, and that's going to be GG. It's going to be 16-3. Fnatic, even quicker job on Mirage.
Another showcase of Olaf's patience in great place there with the flank. Really calculated with who he was killing first. Just a bit of a misfortune there. Couldn't catch that last kill. Well, the planter, and got the first 2, though. So just... That was all Fnatic.
Well, that's the thing. And normally it's Crims we highlight on this. Again, we highlighted JW, but normally Crims in connector is so efficient in that spot.
Yep.
He never really got challenged because they never really got down mid on Flipside's T side. So he never had to come under threat. Obviously, they didn't really get guns out to do that. But it was Olaf again, who was just on fire. 26 led the way, and behind him it was JW. So perhaps unaffected. Didn't pull the op out quite as much. And again, they didn't really need to. Things were working for them.
I think that's the key. Really didn't need to. And just a slaughter. That map was a slaughter. I was really looking forward to a more of a contest there. But now right now it's looking like a 3-0 for Fnatic, to be honest with you. Overpass is going to be a huge uphill battle for Flipside.
Well, uphill battle indeed. And we do go to Overpass, which heavily favors Fnatic. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And, don't go to break yet. They're yelling at me not to. I have to talk longer. Don't forget, by the way, I was going to mention before we went to break, regardless, for the subscribers, it's your last chance to do so before the LAN starts. And, of course, we do have the AK Vulcan to give away tonight. And your money does go directly into the prize pool for the 4 teams. Right now, it looks like the 4th one might be Fnatic. Of course, NIP, Envious, TSM, already there. And with that said, we will go to a break now. We'll see you on Overpass. But Blade's found Pronax, that 5 HP. He's done his job. That's your 1. Now the other 2 have to step up. Bondic's already countered out, and as is Simple, so 4 HP going to have to do it all, and he's caught through the smoke. Flusha gets him. Try and support World Edit. player directly in front of him in the form of Flusha, and he's down. That gives the AK back, and much like our first game, we are looking at a potential eco round win already for Flipside, and Simple's back. Simple's on form, and there's 3 for him. Great round. Camera angle to show exactly how the setup will be. There's your flash to come in as well, and JW utilizes it. He comes out of the palace perfectly timed because they try to dodge it, and he gets 2. Blade gets the second of which to drop, and well, then it does respond. The AUG actually gets the headshot, but JW finds him as well. It's a hat trick for him. Excellent entry. Does catch off Olaf, so it's predictable. They're going to have to come through this choke point on the B apartments. But what does Markelov have for nades? Nothing. There's nothing to slow them down at all, and with JW catching Simple, Cat now opens back up, and they can swarm the site. Markelov is doing a job. That AK's picked up. That's Crims to go down, but he's still getting pushed, and Flusha finds him. It's actually Olaf with the kill. Flusha with the opening damage, and he'll do more with the Tech 9. And that means Crims is going to join him, so they actually want mid, but look at World Edit, he's above. First shot successful. Crims has no idea he's there, so he gets more of this boost, paying huge dividends right now with pistol, but then it got awkward. Usually it's not that way for them on T, so we'll see if that carries them back into it, but Olaf's already going to catch off Bonding.
Yeah.
And it's JW to drop, so now Flipside claw back. Blade gets 1, World Edit with another, and in fact 2 as he catches out Pronax onto him as well, and he has to slow it up just a bit. Gets that shot on Simple, but the bomb's still not down. They've delayed them long enough, and Blade with that misplay means that it gets dropped, and Fnatic has full control. They've only lost